Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled The Romans Are Israelites. So, sometime when people read the book of Romans, all right, and if you don't have this truth, you're thinking that the Romans who are being called Greeks and who are being called Gentiles, all right, that they are all nations. But in fact, the Romans that Paul wrote to are Israelites. Everywhere where Paul wrote the Romans, Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Thessalonians, Colossians, these are all Israelites. But today we're going to focus on um, the Romans being Israelites. So first off, we want to go to verse 7, which is part of the salutation. It says, "To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach." So on this same channel, I have a lesson called "Who Are the Saints." It's pretty exhaustive, and it's a three-part lesson. So if you're not clear on who are the saints, check out that lesson. Now let's get a recap of who the saints are. This is Psalms 50. Uh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start from the top. These are some notes. In Exodus 122, it says, "And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive." All right, so this is when the children of Israel, all right, were in Egypt, all right, and they started to murder the male children. Wisdom of Solomon 18:5. "And when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints, one child being cast forth and saved to reprove them, thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyed them altogether in the mighty water." Okay? So Wisdom of Solomon says, "And when thou had determined to slay the babes of the saints." Who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay? We just read in Exodus 122 that the Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, "Every son that is born cast into the river." But Moses was saved. Okay? So that's why you have Wisdom of Solomon says 18:5. It says, "One child being cast forth and saved to reprove them." How did he reprove them? Okay. The Lord had the waters of the Red Sea crash, and destroy the Egyptians. Okay. So the babes of the saints are Israelites. Let's establish that. Now let's prove it again. Psalms 50:5. "Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice." Exodus 24:6-8. Where was that covenant done? "And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and the half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, All that Yahweh hath said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh hath made with you concerning all these words." Okay, so that right there is when we went into covenant with the Lord, blood covenant. Psalms 148:14. "He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye Yahweh." Okay, so the saints are Israelites. So in Romans 1:7, "To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints," those are Israelites. "Grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach." Okay. So now these same Romans are being called Greeks, and these same Romans are being called Gentiles. Now let's see what Romans 4:1 says. What shall we say then? That Abraham, our father, not by just faith, it says, as pertaining to the flesh, have found. Paul just wrote a letter to the Romans, and in the 4th chapter, 1st verse, he confirms that Abraham is related to them. He says, our father, as pertaining to the flesh, have found. See, you can universalize this if you want to. All right, but the truth is going to come out. It's already coming out. All right, and when the end comes, you're going to see then. But it's already out right now. People skip over this stuff pertaining to the flesh. Okay, that's progeny. Let's go Romans 10 and 12. Romans 10 and 12. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. All right. So a lot of apologists like to use this verse right here, but the Greeks are Israelites. That's the important thing to understand. All right. The Israelites were being called Greeks. We beat that horse so many times. That's a dead horse. Now let's go to Romans 11 and 13. Romans 11 and 13. Now, who is Paul talking to? He's talking to the Romans. He called the Romans saints. Okay? And then he told the saints, all right, the Romans, that Abraham was our father as pertaining to the flesh. Now you have Romans 11 and 13 says, for I speak to you Gentiles. What? Inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office. So now you have Paul he's talking to the same audience. He's calling them Gentiles. Gentiles who is related to Abraham as pertaining to the flesh. Isn't that something? Hold on. That's not it. We have to go to Acts, the 26th chapter, because Paul said that Abraham was our father according to as pertaining to the flesh. But now in Acts, the 26th chapter, you have Paul on trial for his life, right? So he's appealing to Agrippa, and he's explaining to them why he's in bonds. It says, and now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of the Most High unto our fathers. What fathers? Abraham. We just read it in Romans 4. Okay? God made promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? And Abraham is our father as pertaining to the flesh. So Paul tells Agrippa, and now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of the Most High unto our fathers, unto which promise are 12 tribes, instantly serving the Most High day and night, hope to come. He's standing there because of the promise made from the Most High to our fathers. Okay? Instantly serving the Most High day and night, hope to come. For which hope's sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Jews. So Paul, in his writings, he was writing to Israelites. So when Paul is writing to the Romans, these are Israelites. He's telling Agrippa right here in front of you, unto which promise are 12 tribes instantly serving the Most High day and night, hope to come. That's constant work, 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 work. Who's he putting all his labor upon? He's putting these labor upon the children of Israel. He's putting these labor upon the saints. He's putting his labor upon the Romans, who are also called Greeks and who are also called Gentiles. That's what this is all about. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.